Hello everybody, Elizabeth here, and it is very early in the morning. It's probably 6:30, I want to say. I mean, I'd look at my phone, but I'm recording with my phone, so not the easiest thing in the world to do. But I've been getting up a lot earlier lately, kind of inherently. My husband gets up and leaves work at like 4 in the morning, and I usually kind of sleep until at least 6 myself. But just with what's going on and how much I'm needing to accomplish in a day, I've been getting up earlier and earlier. And today I had all this free time, and I guess free time. It's not really free time. I needed to do something with the time, but I figured it was kind of the perfect time to get this done. If you hear a lot of noises, there's a lot of people in the house. Most of them are leaving here soon. I'm leaving here soon. But it kind of comes with the territory. I'm sorry. Normally it'd be a lot lighter too, but it is snowing again. I'm super happy about it. I do not like the snow. I do not like the cold. I am just not a fan. And I will admit it's beautiful. And it is. It's pretty, but it's not my thing. Not a fan. So it's dark because it's snowing a lot. And there's a lot of cloud coverage, which is a bummer because my husband is today going over the mountain passes to move some stuff from that side to this side. And it was not in the forecast for there to be snow. So prayers for him. Anyway, so today I wanted to talk about, and I have a little bit of an agenda actually. I wanted to talk about the things that I love about Washington and my 5 top things that I do love about it. And then the 5 reasons I'm more than happy to leave. And I kind of developed this list quite naturally and inherently as I'm getting ready to leave, and as we're getting closer to that day, and I'm thinking about, you know, this place that I love that I am leaving, and just thinking about the people here and how much I love it, and the moments that I'm regretting it, and then the moments I'm really not regretting it at all. So number 1, I will start with the reasons I love it. Number 1, the woods. If you are not used to Washington geography, you may not quite understand what I mean by that, but there are very large areas of land that are just forest. And they're used frequently for hunting or hiking, but they're fairly well preserved. And you get a lot of different kinds of forest. If you're on the west side of the mountains and up into the peninsula, you almost even have like a rainforest type of feel where it's very green and very lush and quite beautiful. And then here on the east side of the mountains where we are located, it's still green and it's still lush, but we have a little bit more of kind of a deserty type climate up here. And so it's just different. And I love being in the woods. It's probably my favorite thing ever. I love camping. I love hiking. I love just driving up into the mountains. I like rock climbing. I like it all. I love it. And here, especially where I live, it's not hard to get into the mountains. And I think that's my number 1 reason to be here, reason to stay here. I love the mountains. I love the woods. I love the forest. And there is so much beauty here with that. And it's such an easy escape. It really is. It's easy. It's easy to get into the mountains. It's easy to get to where there's no cell service. There's no internet. There's no nothing. And you get to just kind of be in an area that is gorgeous and there's no outside influences, and you can just sit and think and be with the Lord or be with yourself or whatever. And it's so great. Number 2 is definitely our proximity to the ocean. I love the ocean. And I know that in other areas, I've been to quite a few beaches and ocean fronts and things like that, that are much warmer than Washington beaches and are significantly prettier, I guess you could say. But I love Washington beaches and Oregon beaches, and I love our proximity to the ocean. I could walk that literally every single day. Every single day. I would probably be in the best shape of my life if I lived on the ocean, because I would just never want to leave it, and I would walk it all the time. And, you know, it kind of mixes in with my first reason, because it has a lot of forestry right on the edge. And so you can be walking through the woods and walking through the forest, and there's ocean right there. And you hear it, and it's beautiful. You see little peaks of it, especially over like first, second, and third beach on the peninsula, and down into Ocean Shores, where you can even drive on the ocean. Not my favorite thing. Not a big fan of that, but that's a different video. You know, you have all of these beautiful places, and most of my reasons are beautiful places. I love Washington. I think it's beautiful. And I love the geography here. I love the mountains and the valleys, and the way that it just slopes down into the ocean. Like, I love it. I love the geography here. 3, the friends and family that I am leaving. Honestly, the hardest part of leaving Washington is leaving my family and leaving the friends that I've made here. I've really struggled to find like-minded people here in Washington that are wanting to do the same thing we're doing. They're here. They're just few and far between. And in my specific circle, I've noticed a lot of kind of wishy-washy things. And it's not quite what I'm looking for and quite what I need, but I have met people here that will stick with me my whole life. Like, I will keep in contact. I love them dearly and irrevocably. My family here, I love deeply and irrevocably. I will keep in contact. I will be coming home as much as I can to see these people, because I do love them, and I am sad to leave them. And they are a hard thing to leave. And it's one of my favorite parts of Washington is that they're here. And they're not leaving. Most of those people that I'm talking about are not going to leave. My parents are leaving. Most of my siblings are leaving. But I do have a lot of other family here and a lot of other friends here that are just incredible. And I do have this beautiful community of people here that are genuinely incredible and that I'm going to miss with every fiber of my being. 4. I'm gonna have to look at my notes. I don't remember. Yeah, I forgot. Oh, 4. The national parks and recreation here. Let me clarify that a little by saying there are things like this everywhere. I know that. But I love the hiking trails here. I love the way that wildlife is preserved here. And I love that I can go on a hike like through the enchantments, or even just up here at Saddle Rock, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I see wildlife. And it's preserved in a way that is beautiful, and you run into people who have this amazing love for nature. And I don't know if that's other places. I don't know. I've been in a lot of different areas, different countries, different states, different parts of the states. But I've never been in one area long enough to truly understand if there are people like that there. But you run into people who just want to be in nature and just want to be whole and well, and just you have that instant friendship with somebody, that thing that you have in common, just walking into the mountains. And I've never experienced that anywhere else. I've hiked other places, and I've just never quite felt that same connection that you get so easily here with people just walking in the mountains. And 5, the coffee. Can I just do a second on this? The place that I am leaving to has no coffee shops. None. Like, coffee culture is a real thing. And here in Washington, the birthplace of Starbucks, I hate Starbucks. Not a fan. But because of that, this culture of coffee has really exploded in a huge way here. And even in my little town here in the middle of the mountains, we have a coffee shop on every corner. Like, I have a top 5 coffee shops in my city, and I'm not even touching on half of them, right? There are so many. You're always within walking distance of a coffee shop. And I don't necessarily buy fancy coffees, as we call them, or dessert coffees, as me and my husband call them. I usually get like a drip coffee or something when I'm there, but there's always coffee within walking distance of wherever you are. Where I'm going to, there's no coffee. Like, none. And that sucks. I mean, I can still buy coffee, and I can get the coffee I love that I buy here online and that sort of thing, but there's no coffee culture, right? There's there, and there is here, and I love that about Washington. I am a coffee drinker. I know it's not the best for you. I know it's not living above the wellness line, which is like what I stand for, right? But I love it in like a super huge, very real, huge way. And I am really sad to leave that. I just, I mean, I'll get through. It's not that big of a deal. It's not. In the grand scheme of things, leaving my coffee behind is pretty small, but I am a coffee drinker, and I love coffee. I love all coffee, and we're going to a place that does not have coffee culture, and the more that I'm in other areas, the more I'm realizing that Washington has an incredibly strong coffee culture. Because of how long this video is, I think I'm probably going to do a part 2, having my least favorite things and why I'm excited to leave. But those are my top 5 reasons. I love Washington, mostly geography, but my friends, my family, the coffee, those are the things that I am so sad to be leaving. And obviously, the pros greatly outweigh the cons, or else I wouldn't leave, but I am becoming quite heartsick over leaving those things. So, thanks for joining me. If you made it to the end of this video, you are amazing, and I appreciate you so much. Have a beautiful day.